Welcome back to the Debt Savior System. Your host, Jack McKeag. Now we're on step 5, the third mailing. Okay, third mailing. The final steps of the Debt Savior process, we will gather the final proof that the debt is invalidated and collected illegally by the alleged creditor by asking for proof in a certified mailing similar to the first mailing you made to the alleged creditor for validation of the account. Okay. Final steps of the Debt Savior mailing process, really. Final step. Okay. So we send the second mailing to, the first mailing went to the creditor, the second to the credit reporting agencies. Right now we're back to the creditor with the third mailing. See, because we sent the creditor the first mailing and we're like, hey, send us the proof. Now it's like, oh, well, we gave you option 1 or 2, right? So now that we're in the settlement offer, so now we're going to follow up with the creditor, and that's the third mailing, okay? All right. The third mailing includes and is put in one envelope, final statement, notice of lien. So again, just like first mailings, there may be a couple pieces of paper, but they go into one envelope. So it's just one letter you're sending, and that's it. Okay. Again, certified mail, return receipt, right? The third mailing gives another chance to the alleged creditor to validate the debt. No debt can be validated, so one knows they can't validate. This mailing finalizes the issue with the final statement and sends them a final bill in the form of the notice of lien. Okay, these are the two parts. Let's go over them now of this third mailing. All right, again, the top is the same. It's from your person to the banker, or the date. All the dates the same. The certified mail is the same for each mailing. So this is a new mailing, so a new certified mail number. Okay. This invalid, and what's the name of this one right here? This is called the final statement, right? So we send them a settlement offer, but now we're going to send them a final statement. You've received final statements from businesses, from creditors before. That's all this is, our final statement to them. Okay. This invalidated account is errant, and your company must send a notice saying the account, right? This is the final statement, right? Final statement. This invalidated account is errant, and your company must send a notice saying the account is satisfied immediately, or sanctions will begin for your attempts to collect this account illegally. Please send information as to when this zero balance account will be removed from the credit reports. Okay, so pretty self-explanatory. Let us know when you're going to do this. This is a final statement of your account. Remember, we changed it, the contract we had with them, so this is it. This is the final statement. Please pay in full the amount due within 30 days or less to stop further collections that you agreed to in the last mailing you were sent. Because they didn't validate, they agreed to everything, remember? Okay. Since this is an illegally collected debt, you have harmed and injured me personally the exact amount of this illegally collected debt, and so now your company owes this amount in full to me personally. Pretty simple. Your prompt payment is appreciated. Please remit the payment in full as shown on the enclosed notice of lien immediately, or send the letter saying the account has been satisfied in full and no further payments are required for this illegally collected debt. Pretty simple, right? Okay. And then notice of lien. So the two-part process that the IRS uses to collect debt. It starts out with a notice of demand for payment. Hey, here's the bill. And then it follows up with a notice of lien. Hey, you didn't pay the bill, so now we're going to try and collect with this notice of lien. Notice it's not a lien. If someone asks you about a lien, you say, I don't know anything about that. Ever. You're never using a lien. Not ever. So if anyone says, oh, you're going to do this with this lien or that lien, this is not a lien. No matter how many people try and use their words to talk you into that this is a lien, it is not. It's a notice. It's not a lien. It's a notice of lien. That's all it is. See, that's why the IRS never gets in trouble for putting a lien on property, because they never do it. You do a notice of lien, not a lien. Okay, but a notice of lien clouds a title just as much of any real estate or whatever. So you record this against the real estate. Hey, you owe me this money. Well, then it's hard to sell or refinance that property because you've clouded the title. You made it look like, hey, some money might be owed on this property they might come and collect on. So, see, you harm and injure their real estate the way they've harmed and injured your person. Do you see? And this is the notice of lien that affords you, the vehicle, the way to do it. You can record this against their property and so on. You can do a lot of things with this notice of lien. Okay, and we'll get into that later. That's the enforcement. But here we have to prepare the documents, right, and send it to them so we can set up the enforcement. Okay, this is a notice of lien, right? From to the same date. There we go. Notice of lien is due in the amount, whatever they're trying to collect, and you put in the interest rate they're using within 30 days for no interest to accrue. Additional fees or further collection actions to follow. Please remit, pay immediately. The third mailing is pretty simple like that, right? Okay. And, since I forgot to go over the second mailing. The second mailing is simply to remove the removal of the errant accounts. So I forgot to pull this file up, but it's in the files you're going to have, and this is from the last module, the second mailing to the credit reporting agencies. I'm not going to redo that video, I'll just give it to you here. But these are the same letter 3 times, right, because there are 3 credit reporting agencies, and that's what you're sending it to. Check the address, get a current address you're sending it to, okay? This is what it was when you got this, but check. Okay, and so all you're doing is saying, this is an errant account, right? Notice removal of errant account. Hey, credit reporting agencies, remove it, right? And close, please find the mailings to the errant creditor. No validation response was received by the creditor, making the account automatically invalidated and proof of identity fraud. By law, the account must be removed from the credit report. Please send an updated credit report with the outcome to this official dispute of this account. Okay? So it's pretty simple. You're going to send the first mailing with the second, a copy of it to the second one. Okay, I'm sorry I forgot to go over that in the last module. But it's a very simple item. This is from you to them, okay? Include the copies of the first mailing. All right. Good job. Now, let's get back into this third mailing again. Sorry for doing things out of timing there, slightly. Because they are still collecting an alleged, we're back here. See, we went over the 2 pieces of paper going out in the third mailing, and this is kind of their final bill. Okay, because they are, right here, you're with me? We're going to start again. Because they are still collecting on the illegal debt, they have effectively chosen at this point not to settle with you on this matter. So the mailings have completed the setup for your enforcement of all the points brought up in the mailings. Good. Get the return receipts for these certified mail mailings. This information will be used to send to the credit reporting agencies to ask to have the accounts removed. After you get the return receipts, it is time to move on to the enforcement steps that get these invalidated accounts removed if they were not smart enough to remove the accounts simply from your mailings. Some people do have success with some accounts with just the mailings, okay? But that's unusual. It does happen, but it's unusual because they can see the problems coming their way and they don't want those problems, you see? So sometimes you get things solved, something comes off your credit report. Great. That means you're done. Unless it's like a mortgage or something, against a secured loan of some sort against some property, like a mortgage or a car loan. If it's off your credit report from whatever, something other than that, unsecured, that means it's done. That means it's gone. That means you won't hear from them again. Or they might sell the debt and you hear from another creditor, but you just use the same process on them. Okay? But without the credit report, problem's over. That's it. Move on to other things. Great. You won. Okay? That does happen sometimes, but it's not the norm. Okay, good. We made it through the certified mail. The third mailing. Good. You're up to part 5. And we're moving on to enforcement after this. So, good job.